So how would you react if someone came up and said, you know, your music has really changed my life? You know, like I've really taken away something from this.
That would be amazing. I mean, that's the goal, really. You know, is that so? You know, what the work that I'm doing, if people can hear it and people can be affected by it, then I think that defines your success as a musician and as any type of artist.
So what made you want to pursue music?
I started writing songs when I was 13, and I actually had been singing since I was really small, since as long as I can remember. And so I think I always knew I wanted to be a performer in some way. I started out doing musical theater, and I always did dance growing up, so I just was drawn to the stage from the very start. But then once I started learning to play guitar and writing my own songs, it really was very clear to me. It was kind of a gut instinct that this is what I was meant to do, and I had to kind of just follow this path and do whatever I could do to make sure I'm writing songs and getting them out there and performing for the rest of my life. So
that's good. So are you label shopping at all? Or?
I'm independent right now, and you know, I'm releasing everything independently, and I'll kind of, you know, I see if opportunities come up or what opportunities I can pursue. So
I hear it's the way to go, though. You know, so I mean,
you mean independently?
Yeah, I mean, you're seeing so many even bigger acts that were signed to labels dropping off of labels now. You know, just because they want the creative freedom, and you know, they're making their money back touring. So they say, you know, it's definitely a live market now.
Definitely.
So, I guess if you were to describe your music to a first-time listener, how would you describe it?
I think that it's music it's based in organic folk and, you know, kind of rootsy genres. It's very personal, and it's very honest, and there's sometimes it's kind of introspective, but it still can be fun at times, and it still can be a little bit poppy and catchy. So I think it's kind of a mix of those two genres.
Yeah, I think that works. So if you had to list a guilty pleasure song, what would be your favorite guilty pleasure song?
Guilty pleasure song. I don't know. I mean, back when I was in middle school, I was, you know, huge into the radio. So anything that was on the radio at that time, like any Backstreet Boys or Britney Spears, or, you know, that was what I got into at that time in my life.
Yeah, I must admit, Hanson was on my stereo.
That'd be a good one. No, I think that's a very good one. Bob.
So, what has been one of the most memorable moments for you so far?
In my career, I would definitely have to say filming the commercial, because that was, you know, just an experience in itself. And you know, I got to go out to LA. It was my first time in LA, and it was the shoot was 2 full days long, like starting at 6 in the morning and going till like 4 or 5 at the end of the day. And it's really pretty amazing how much goes into a 30 or 60-second commercial. It was like shooting a movie, and it was so much fun, because there were like a bunch of different scenes that I had to act out. It was like an hour or more for every scene, and we went to so many different locations. There was like an apartment, and there was, you know, they had me driving around LA, and then they had me on this like kind of like trailer on the back of a truck, where the car was sitting on the trailer, and then there was just a camera attached to it. So sometimes I was actually driving, and other times I was just pretending to drive. So it was a really great experience all in all, and you know, it was definitely very memorable and very exciting just to be part of, just to know that like they were using my music, and the storyline was about me as a musician. You know, it wasn't just acting; it was also about my life in a way. So. It's really great.
I mean, that's how it gets out there. I mean, people hear that stuff, even if it's in the back of their head and they remember nothing from the actual commercial. It's still back there, like, that song. I know. So, what are some of your goals for the rest of this year?
The rest of this year, I want to get back into the studio and work on completing a full album, and then after that, I'm gonna get back into touring and to try to do a more extensive tour at that point. So.
Yeah, that's good. And how can fans stay up to date with you?
Well, they can stay up to date with me in a lot of different ways, because you know, now it's very easy. I have a website and I have a MySpace page, and those are both very easy. It's amyregan.com and myspace.com/amyregan. And also I'm on Facebook and I'm on Twitter, and I'm really active on both of those. So I'm always like updating my shows and my releases, and I'm also just like, you know, posting random stuff like what I'm doing or music I like and anything. And then so, you you know, and all my stuff is very easy. I lucked out. Everything I have is just Amy Regan, like Twitter/Amy Regan, Facebook/Amy
That's
Regan.
good.
So it's very easy. And then I also have a blog on Tumblr where, you know,
everyone talks about that.
Yeah,
It's like the new thing.
Yeah, it's really fun, and it's kind of it's a cool outlet for me because I don't, you know, I write about my music career, but I also just write about things that inspire me. And I live in New York, so I do a lot of entries just about like really interesting things I come across in New York that I think people, you know, might like to hear about. Yeah.
So are you from New York originally?
I'm from New Jersey, which is about an hour outside the city. So.
Oh, close enough.
Yeah.
That's good. So, you know, is there any final message or comment you'd like to share with our site visitors?
I guess just to keep your eyes out, and you know, I'll be releasing my EP soon, so I'm really looking forward to getting that out there and, you know, hearing everyone's feedback, and I hope that everyone will like it when it gets out there. And yeah.
Great. Well, thank you so much for talking to me. I appreciate it.